Hi my beautiful ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leora for everybody who is new, and today we are going to talk about something really exciting for me, which is if I were to create an autumn palette, eyeshadow palette, what would it look like? So if you want to know, then stay tuned, it's coming right up. So this is really exciting. This video is inspired by Angelica Nyquist. I've mentioned her many times before on my channel. She is one of the influencers from my point of view that is just amazing, and she speaks to me in the colors she uses and in the style she goes for, and it's just I think color wise and being colorful wise, she is probably my most favorite influencer on YouTube. So, just saying. Okay, so the other day she made a video about if she were to create an autumn palette, what would it look like? So, Angelica came up with a palette that, of course, was very beautiful. And she encouraged people, if you want to design an imaginary palette, then feel free to do so. And she would be really interested in knowing what we would come up with. Angelica approached the whole idea like that. She took basically like half of what she would like and half of what probably the customers would like and what would sell well. So I'm going to take a slightly different approach because I pretty much see what people would buy, but I just want to show you what I would create that would just fit me and that I would have so much fun to play with. And yeah, so while sitting down and trying to figure this out, it was like putting me into a candy store. If I were to eat candies or anything unhealthy, that would be sort of the place where I would have been. First of all, I was completely overwhelmed because for me, choosing like 4, 10, whatever, 20 colors out of all the colors that are out there is an impossible task for me. How am I ever going to decide on so few colors? And Angelica, she likes small palettes, so she even went smaller than like 10 or 18 colors. So I admire her for that. I could not possibly do that. Like for me, the palette would have something like 18 colors. And that's basically what I narrowed it down, and it was very hard for me because what I would really want to do is like a whole series of palettes just for fall, and then the next series of palettes just for the winter, and like so on. So I came up with an 18 shades palette, and I'm going to, while I'm talking about it, include the picture of it right here. My artwork is not very good. Angelica's was very nice. I don't know how she did it. I can't. Like, I'm not there yet. I will be, but right now I had to do it simple, and I'm just doing it in order to show you the colors that I'm talking about. Also, the light blue background is not what I actually would use. It was just so the colors show up better, okay? So take it with a grain of salt. And so anyway, so that would be my palette for an autumn collection, my eyeshadow palette. So there would be 18 shades, and they would have a pearly shimmery finish. I personally don't need any mattes in my life ever, so I really don't care in my customized palette to have mattes. Of course, if I would have to sell it, there would have to be mattes because a lot of people like to use them. Personally, for me, they would all have like a pearly finish, and some of them maybe duochrome, because I just like that. You know, I don't need anything else in my life. Yeah. So the packaging would probably be a hard cardboard packaging, because I do agree with Angelica that we have to get away from all the plastic, and you know, have to be like thinking about the environment, and hard cardboard is just really, really good enough, and it can still be very, very pretty. So that's what it would probably be. And the design of the outer packaging, I'll go into that after I'm finished talking to you about the colors. Okay, so I'm going row by row from the left to the right. Okay, so there would be a cold dark brown, which I think would be really, really nice. The next one would be a warm chocolate brown and a white. So I still, you know, maybe I'm old-fashioned in that regard, but I do think that there should be a white and a black in every palette, so I included that. Next row down, there is a shimmery, nice, beautiful gold. There is a warm beige and a yellow. I personally did not need the beige really, but basically, honestly, I was just missing one shade to complete a row. So I said, okay, so I'm gonna go for the beige. It won't hurt anyone. But I personally didn't really need it. I would probably much rather have gone for another pink shade, maybe a lighter pink shade. But then I thought I can always mix the gold and the pink. So, you know, it gives me just another option to play with. Next row down would be a cold maroon red, dark reddish color, a burnt orange, and a bright orange. You know, when I think about this palette, it's probably for everyone oh man, for everyone who is watching this, this is just probably just one more rainbow palette, probably, but that's basically what I need. You know, that's like, I don't need a palette that has half of it different shades of brown. I don't need that. I have enough browns, and it's like I don't even use that many browns, so it's really not necessary for me. You all know that I'm studying makeup, and the last 2 weeks were very hard in that regard, because we were doing that whole no makeup look with you know, just browns and like very natural. And to exercise that, I basically had to do looks like that every single day at home, and it was a killer for me. So I'm just saying, brown tones are not interesting for me. I use them to back up other colors, but in general, like just brown looks, I would not say I'm never going to do it or whatever. It's just not interesting. I got bored after the second day. I was bored out of my mind, and it actually made me unhappy during the day. So that's just me. So that's why the palette, my autumn palette, is basically a rainbow palette of some sorts. And if I were to design a winter palette, it would probably be some kind of other rainbow palette, because we need color. We need color, you know, in the winter, in the spring, in the summer, in the autumn, we need colors. So that's just me. That's why I'm saying this is not necessarily for selling to anyone. This is just, you know, I would buy that and I would really, really happy with it. Okay, so next row down would be a dark fuchsia. I really don't know how to pronounce that in English. Fuchsia, kind of dark pink, then a bright red, and then a lighter fuchsia pink shade. Fuchsia is anyway probably my favorite color of all colors, if there is such a thing. I just love it. I love that color in flowers. I love that color in clothes, in scarves that I'm using, in makeup. I just like, I would bathe in that color. So I definitely need that in a autumn palette, and in probably any palette I would design. So next row down, there would be a cold dark purple. I do believe that there should be cold tones and warm tones. I think it just creates another dimension. And then if you think if there were some of those shades, duochromes, that sort of shimmer in different ways and stuff, it's just, it creates like endless possibilities what you can do with that palette. So I would be so excited about that. Anyway, so next to that, sorry for glancing down because I don't actually see what you're seeing right now. So I have it all here in front of me. There would be a warm medium purple, and then right next to that, a cold, very light purple. Sort of as a highlight, that could also be like a holographic kind of thing, that very light shade. Oh, I would love that. I'm actually, oh. Anyway, so you see that I'm trying to include a few lighter colors just to make like highlighting options. Usually I would probably be drawn way more to the darker and bold colors, but obviously there have to be a few lighter colors. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like a big circle of dark colors and it's not gonna look nice. So there would be the cold light purple. And then next line down, there would be a dark green, which I really, really love. It's not like a hunter green. I think a hunter green is a little bit more towards the cold. I would want this green to be sort of warm, I think. And then next one would be an olive green, which I really, really love. And I think that just needs to be in an autumn palette. Like shades of green definitely need to be there. And of course, a light green in order to create highlights and like, you know, like pop of color in your face that just jumps at you. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, and the last row would be a black, of course, and a dark blue and a teal. Yeah, so that would be really, really exciting to me. And I know that probably all of that, it doesn't speak very much to everybody, but because I'm the one who's designing it and would own it and play with it, so that is what I would really, really love. Like I said, no mats. And in my whole makeup line, there would of course also be a highlighter palette and a contouring palette and everything. Like there would probably everything. Yeah, so that's what I would want to do. What I would be really, really excited about also are palettes that are just shade ranges of one color family. Like I'm going to include a few pictures so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. For example, just shades of purple, and then a different palette, just shades of blue, and a different palette, just shades of orange. That as an artist would be super, super exciting for me. And I know that that would not sell for the normal public because they would use maybe two shades of that and then the rest of the palette would be unused and it would just be a waste of money for them. And but I think for me personally, I would love, of every single color there is, I would like to have a palette like that and then just go to town and like try out whatever I want and basically create a place of no limitations. I would love that. Like even a palette that has all ranges from white to black, like all shades of gray in between and like black and white. Even that I think would be exciting for me. Like, you know, I don't know. It's weird because usually I would not like gravitate towards those colors, especially like the gray zone. Um, but even that would be exciting if it would be a whole palette that would give me just that. Then coming to the outer packaging. So, of course, it would be bling bling. You know, there's no other way. And right now, I'm really much into gold. So my packaging would have like a gold glitter packaging. There would be a tiara on it with probably some gemstones in it. And for now, I didn't have much time to think about it. So for now, I would just call it Leoras. maybe it would be Leora's Palace or Leora's Treasure or something, I don't know, something like that. And so that's how it would look like. Something like that. But don't hold me to that then, because once I'm coming out with my own makeup line or my own collaboration with a existing brand, there are probably a lot of things to consider. And so I don't know if it would ever look like that, but that would be cool for me. It would be shiny, it would be sparkly, and just fun and bright, and yeah. So that's probably that would be the theme of my line, and that definitely would be a tiara or a crown or my hang up with the whole queen thing. So that would definitely be mirrored in my makeup line. So I know I'm talking like I'm actually going to do this. And will I ever have a collaboration? Will I ever be that important to have a collaboration with a makeup cosmetics line? Will I ever own my own brand? Will I ever be that grand? Will I ever be the biggest of them all? Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm, that sounds very, very unhumble. Unhumble? I know it sounds like, wow, Leora, you should be more humble and you should be, get a grip and stay in reality. But before you say that, let me explain. I know, and I will just admit it and I would say it out loud, that I will go far and I will go big. And I will allow myself to live that dream and to not just have it being a dream, but to invite it into my life. Because I'm done limiting myself, because I'm the one who's limiting myself when I'm saying, "Oh, it's not going to happen for me ever. I'm not ever going to be that big. I'm not ever going to be that important. I'm never going to be the one who influences so many people that brands want to even work with me." I want to invite all of that into my life because it would excite me and it would be so amazing and I would love it and I would go for it and I will work for it. And yes, so that's why I'm saying yes. Yes, why not? Why should that not be possible? I know Israel is not very big on the makeup market and in general in the whole like beauty, I don't know. I don't really get it because Israelis are really crazy about makeup and about beauty related stuff, and I don't really get why we are not on the map. I don't get it. So maybe I'm the one who is going to put Israel on the map. I don't know. It could be, and I'm not going to say it'll never going to happen because I just want to give myself the chance and I will not doubt myself. And yeah, so of course, I have not lost all connection to reality. Will I ever be the greatest of them all in the whole world? Most probably not. I've just probably started too late in my life to do all this. But I know I'm talented and I know I love with every single cell of my body. I love to do this. And I'm not scared to work for it. And I'm not scared to go out and approach brands and, stand the challenge. I'm not scared. I will do it. I know it. And I need to grow into it, of course. It'll all take time. And I obviously don't know if it'll ever gonna happen or if I'll ever even get over 500 subscribers or 200 subscribers or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. The point is that I'm letting myself living the dream. That is what sets free all the possibilities because it changes the way I think, it changes the way I approach things, it changes my whole, like, I'm positive. I'm not restricting myself and taking myself back, because that is usually what stops us. And I just want that in my life. I want to be positive, and I want all the possibilities that are there to be open for me, and try to see what works, and see which doors open and which doors will close, and then just find my way in all of that. So my whole idea behind those thoughts is, when babies are born, they know no restrictions. They are not scared of anything. Maybe just, that they will not have enough food, or I don't know. But even then, they just cry and scream if they get hungry. So they know how, like, they instinctively know the right thing to do. They know they have to stop everything, and they have to start screaming, right? Till they get fed, or till they get a diaper change or whatever. So, not that I'm going to stop now and start screaming, but I don't know if I'm making myself clear what I really mean. It's, babies are born without limitations, but we basically put the limitations into our own life, because we are educating ourselves and we are educating our kids to be humble and to wait in line and to be, yeah, to, like, not have that fire. And of course, we should wait in line and not push forward. And believe me, we have, like, that's going to be another video that I'm going to do about lifestyle. I just hope you understand what I'm trying to say. It's that driving force. Let's not lose that. Let's have that. Find out what your dream is, what you want to achieve. Yes, you can lose those 50 kilos. Yes, you can be 50 and start a new career. Yes, you can. Don't say, ugh, I wish I would have, and now it's too late, and now I can't do it anymore, and all the options are gone. Listen, you can do it. And if it's not the 50 kilos, then go for 10 kilos and see what it does to you. Maybe you get your fire back, and then you just go for another 10. Let's not say it's too late, or, it's not. You can do it. There is always something you can do. And I think this is how we will sparkle. And this is how we will step out of this gray zone, out of the shade. And this is how we can go far. And that's what I want to do personally. Okay, so I'm 38 years old. I'm going to be 39 in less than a month. I was always scared of that time when I'm done having kids, and when I'm, like, basically just raising them. I had a lot of challenges, and it's probably harder than having kids, like, than just giving birth to them. It's much harder to raise them and everything, I know. But I was always scared of that point in my life when I'm not having babies anymore, and what comes then. And I'm so glad that I'm in this place now. I never thought I would be there, and I would actually do something so drastic, such a drastic change in my life, like starting from scratch and doing something that I've loved for a long time, but not done in an official kind of way. So, yes, I'm very proud of myself. And I don't know if you can see that, but at the same time, one can be humble. Like, in the presence of God, I am very, very humble, believe me. I know I have nothing, and nothing I have is made by myself. I know that. It's all a gift. And I feel that. It's not only that I know it in my head, I feel it in my heart, that everything I do gain and everything I do have is actually a gift that I'm getting from God. So, could a collaboration with a makeup line happen for me? Yes. Will it happen? Yes. Why not? you know, let's just finish that whole thing I can't and draw a line and say, why not? Why should it not happen for me? So basically, that's what I want to leave it with, that whole thing. And I just want to include two brands that are not one of, you know, they are not these huge, huge brands, makeup brands, but they are indie brands that are coming up and are very exciting to me. And the first one is Juvia's Place. I don't know if you've heard about them. They have been around now for, I think, a few years, and they are growing, and they have been coming out with palettes like you wouldn't believe. They are so exciting, and I just found out they they ship internationally. Yay! So Juvia's Place, I'm going to include a few pictures of their palettes. They are made in China, but they are cruelty free and they are vegan. At least the eyeshadow palettes are all vegan. And they are very, very exciting to me. Those colors, they have the guts to come out with colors, you know? I love that. I just love that. They also have a like a brownie, brown, bronzy kind of palette that is less interesting to me, as you know, but all those color palettes that have like a color story, and also the names like the Zulu palette and like the Saharan palette, and it's really, really interesting to me. Okay, and then there is that other brand. It's called Colored Rain Cosmetics. Yeah, so they are a bit more pricey. They are made in America. They are also cruelty free, and their palettes are a bit smaller for more money. But they also have very interesting color stories, and yeah, very, very interesting just in general. So I don't own any of those palettes, not from Juvia's Place and not from Colored Rain, but they're just in general very, very interesting to me. All the brands that are actually stepping out and doing more than just neutral palettes and rose gold palettes, um, it's very interesting to me. There is actually what's called Makeup Revolution. I think that's a brand based in England. That is also interesting because they also do palettes that are very colorful, and I love that. And they are also very affordable, and they also ship internationally. So I have not ordered anything yet like that. I've just not been in that place. But I hope I'll get to that, and then I'm just going to be unstoppable. Yeah, so there is a lot of stuff out there that is so super exciting, and I just wish I could be on everybody's PR list and just get all that stuff and play with it. And it's just like, ah. I'm sorry if you are just bored out of your minds right now with me gushing about makeup and colors and stuff like that. It's just who I am, and that's what it is. So I really want to thank you, Angelica, for putting this whole challenge out there to create a autumn palette. And I had a lot of fun with that. And if you ever see this, I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, maybe just let me know. I would be really, it would be lovely. Anyway, I want to finish by saying something else real quick. For my last video, the one with red versus black, I got my first dislike on a video of mine. And whoever that was, I hope you're still watching me. I hope you're still here. And I want to thank you because, and I really mean it, I'm not angry or whatever. I was actually, before I started YouTube, I was very scared. And that was the first thing I actually Googled or checked on YouTube for other people talking about it, how to deal with the fact that people will dislike your content. And I'm not talking about haters now. It's just a dislike. It doesn't mean that that person hates you, right? So, but that was a very big concern of mine because obviously, I mean, who likes the feeling that someone didn't like what you did, right? And it puts me in a place of growth. and in a place of realizing that that's a normal thing to happen, and that it is just, it's legitimate that people do not need to like everything you say or everything you do or every look I'm doing or every, you know, the way I call my head reps or whatever. There has been stuff going on about that, and it's all good. Like, thank you for that dislike, because it puts me in a place where I can grow and realize stuff about myself. Not that I'm gonna change my opinion because of that necessarily, but it puts me in a place of personal growth where I can see how I deal with stuff like that, and so it's a good thing, and thank you, and I hope you're still here, and I hope you in general do enjoy what I'm doing. And yeah, so that brings me to wrapping up my video. If you're new here, please subscribe, join the tribe, join my channel. It's just in general, I think, a very good place to be. I love what I'm doing, and I hope you like it too. If you do, then give me a thumbs up if you want to. And you can feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. I always love hearing from you. If you have any questions or requests what you want to see as well, just leave me a comment in the comment section. And you can also contact me or follow me on my other social media. You find all the information in the description box. For my next upload on Monday, we will meet again for another Get Ready With Me or tutorial about scarves and wrapping and turbans and in general fashion related topics. I'm very much looking forward to that because I've grown to really enjoy those videos a lot. And yeah, so I hope that I'll see you there. And I'm totally out of words. So up until then, till I see you again right here on Monday, hugs and kisses. Bye.